Hey guys, how's it going? It's Target here. Welcome back to another episode of Target Talks, episode number 5. Now, I had one recorded before, but I had some technical difficulties with it and actually ended up losing like a ton of the file. It was all errored out, and unfortunately, I wasn't able to do it. And also, I tried to fix it. I tried to repair it. Nothing was working. And by the time, I could have re-recorded everything, all the questions, because I managed to scrape them all together. All the questions weren't even applicable anymore. It was post-draft. So, unfortunately, a lot of the questions came about the draft, and I wasn't able to do that for anybody. So, I decided just to scrap it, and we'll start again here with this episode 5 again. And we're going to start off with a question. Well, not really a question. It's kind of a topic of discussion from my buddy Richard Head, who was on my All-Star team for the YouTube All-Star game. For those of you that haven't seen that yet, that you can find that video on my channel, and probably like 50,000 other YouTubers' channels, so you can find it there at Richard Head 93. For those of you that don't get that most awesome name, you need to check yourself at the door. He suggested just females in the anatomy of sex. I mean, it's a pretty broad topic of conversation. I mean, the anatomy of sex, like. Now, when you say the anatomy of sex, it's like the portions that make up, like, how to make it work. That's basically what that means. Well, I'm not talking the birds and the bees for the kids here, because, sorry, Richard, we have a lot of kids that watch this, and I'm not going to go into that, because I'm not going to be the one to do that. That's up to their parents. We can talk about women, though. Actually, you know what? One topic I will mention is women working with women. Oh, my goodness. Let me get a drink of water. I tell you. Women working with women is a recipe for disaster, for the most part. Any woman that'll listen to this, I doubt that there's very many, but there's maybe a couple. Actually, how many female subscribers do I have? If you're a female subscriber, let yourself be known. And dudes, don't get weird with it, okay? Don't, say, something really inappropriate about it, because I just don't know what my demographic is for females, all right? But any female, I'm sure, can attest to this. Bitches be crazy, right? Fair enough, bitches be crazy. I mean, guys working with girls, no problem. Guys working with guys, no problem. Girls with girls is just a nightmare. The females are naturally very passive-aggressive versus a male. You're much more confrontational, and you're much more forward with how you deal with conflict resolution. Females have a way of, they're the backstabbers is what they are, really. Especially with each other. Not so much with guys, because, you know what, they like working with guys for the most part. But females, oh man, are they nasty. They bite, they pull hair, they scratch. And I mean that figuratively, as much as I mean it literally. But a lot of the problem comes with, it's almost like a competition, right? Females see each other as competition. And they see an aggressive, or I guess not aggressive aggressive really isn't the right word, bold or assertive or strong individuals who are female are seen as a threat to those other females. And that's what causes the problem. Women do not like strong women. They want to be either the strong woman in the relationship, or they want to be the submissive person in the relationship with their man. That's the way it works for the most part. Not many women want to dominate the relationship. They expect to be taken care of. They expect to be pampered. They expect to be not told what to do, but you know what I mean? They like to have their the decisions kind of not made for them, but they like a man taking control of the situation. If a woman did the same thing that a man did to a woman, shit would go through the roof. All right? Now, this obviously doesn't apply to everybody. I'm not generalizing. Well, I am generalizing, but it doesn't apply to everybody. I should put that forward. It doesn't apply to everybody. It applies to quite a few, though. I mean, it's undeniable. And so, like I said, any of my female subscribers out there, just, tell me, is this true? Do you feel this in your workplace as well? Do you feel that stress of working with women versus working with men? I think women take a lot more things to heart than men. We're that common adage that you rub dirt in it. Rub a little dirt in it, walk it off, right? Shake it off, tough guy. Run it off, whatever it is. Women, they tend to deal with their stuff more emotionally. Everything, not just relationships with men, but relationships with other females. And then the reactions to that are very emotional driven, and a lot of it's very vindictive, and it's absolutely nuts. You do not want to get caught in the middle of a hen fight. So I guess that can be our topic for females of the day. I mean, I'm not bashing females in any way whatsoever. I love working with women, not because I want those women, but they're fantastic to work with. And I mean, it's just a crazy world. It's just nuts. Anyway, moving on. That's enough on that. Matthew LFC says, what are you most looking forward to in NHL 15? Well, I think what I'm most looking forward to are the surprises. You know, they tell you so much about the game. Well, this year actually it's been quite a bit less than most, but I'm looking forward to the surprises. I mean, we've already kind of got a bit of a sneak peek on some of the other stuff. I mean, one of the things that I'm interested in is the BGM, mainly because they've now changed the way they rank players' potential. It's now not a star system. It's actually like just a word. It's a rating. You know, a first star, a first line forward, elite player, or franchise even, NHL starter, elite goalie, whatever it is. They've changed that. So I'm interested to see how that dynamic works. If it's a little bit more like FIFA, in the terms that you can kind of influence how good your prospects are, and you really don't know exactly the true potential of every player. That's one of the most things I'm interested in seeing. I am interested to see the entire presentation, which we'll see when the demo comes out on August 26th. I am interested in seeing if Hut's changed at all, if if there's going to be a big step forward, a big step back. I mean, anything can happen with that. King Corky says, what is your favorite memory from one of your YouTube series? Actually, people bring this up all the time, and it is one of my not favorite memories, but most memorable memories. There's a lot of stuff that happens in all these videos, and they kind of blend together. After a while, it feels the same. You start the same, you kind of end the same. For you guys experiencing the difference and watching the progression of the story, it's completely different. But the one that I would say is probably my favorite memory, actually it's probably two, if I had to go two. One would probably be Golf Talk. Everybody loved Golf Talk. Oh man, I was so pissed off at the game at that point. I was on the verge of losing my sanity, and it resulted in Golf Talk. And I don't remember what episode it was. Maybe somebody can put a comment down below to help the other people. It's earlier on. But it was pretty funny. I laughed pretty hard. And the other one is when I got drunk and started playing NHL. That was so funny. Everything was so funny that day. I was screaming like a banshee. I mean, I'm sure I blew some headsets, and I think there was like RIP headsets, a couple comments like that. Water, hold on. But that was fun too. I thought that was pretty funny. Let me know, guys, if you agree with those two. Those are pretty funny moments. Actually, one thing that I do want to do at the end of the year is possibly like a best of clips. Best moments. So if you guys can come up with some clips, like let me know which videos were your favorite, what moments were your favorite, and maybe we'll put them to like a vote and find out which are the top 10 most popular target audience moments in the last year. That might be something cool. So if you guys have anything out there that you want me that I missed that's your favorite moment, your favorite memory from one of my series, just throw it down there, please. Could be anything, all right? Just throw it down there. Watch meticulously through my videos if you don't remember. Hey, it's worth the extra view, right? All right. Moving on here. At the Vikes Bull 53 says, who do you think is better, Crosby or Taves? And then he says, basically, McDonald's or Burger King. Which one of those two? So who's better, Crosby or Taves? Crosby. Sorry, I mean, I'm a Taves fan myself. I like Taves. I like his leadership. I think in my opinion, I think Taves is a better leader. Crosby's a better player. I'm not a Crosby hater, but I'm not a big fan of Sidney Crosby. But still, I think that you can't compare the two. Crosby and Taves. You might be able to compare Crosby and Stamkos closer than you would say Crosby and Taves, but Crosby for sure. And McDonald's or Burger King? I got to go with McDonald's on this one. I don't go to Burger King very often. I'm not a big fan of their food. And the other thing is I work a lot of shift work, and McDonald's is open all the time. It's 24 hours. You can find a 24-hour McDonald's every couple blocks. But Burger King is not open 24 hours, at least not in my city as far as I'm aware in Edmonton here. I don't think we have any but I'm not a big fan of Burger King anyway. I don't like their burgers as much, and I don't know if they do breakfast. Probably they probably do, but I've never had it. I like McDonald's breakfast. I like they've got these smoothies they make now. They're really diverse, and they've actually provide some healthy alternatives too. There's lots of options there. I do like McDonald's. I don't go there all the time, but I do like McDonald's more than Burger King. At Roberts N11 asks, if somebody offered you any team in the NHL to coach, GM/own, what team would you pick? Well, I'd have to choose the Edmonton Oilers. Obviously, I grew up as watching the Edmonton Oilers just from when I was really, really young. Wayne Gretzky was gone by the time I was born. Not very long though. It was the year after Gretzky was traded that I was born. So it was 1989. Oh, dating myself there. But I got to watch Wayne Gretzky on TV and watch him with the Kings, and I was always a really big Wayne Gretzky fan. And because Wayne Gretzky did so much for the Oilers, naturally I watched the Oilers all the time. And I remember the days of even Mark Messier still, Kelly Buchberger still playing. I remember the mid-90s the most for sure, just because that was my age, and basically the late 90s, 97, when they took on Dallas. Todd Marchand's great after Curtis Joseph made a huge save in Game 7. Todd Marchand came back and scored the game winner, sent us through to the second round where we were swept by the Colorado Avalanche. But nonetheless, I've got a lot of ties and a lot of history with the Edmonton Oilers. I watch them all the time. So I think if I were to choose one team to do any of those things, it would be that. And I would think I would like to. I don't think I could coach. I don't think that I have a knowledge enough of professional hockey. And, I've never coached anything but soccer before. I know hockey well. I know the idea of hockey and the fundamentals of the game and strategy and stuff like that. However, the only thing I don't know is developing players. That's the only thing I don't know how to do. So, I know how to train, physically train. I could train hockey players to play hockey, but I don't think I could actually develop them. There's two different things, I don't think I'm good enough to develop their skills. Hold on. But regardless of that, so I think I'd rather GM a team. I think I know enough about GMing a team that I'd be able to do it. Now, obviously, be a GM and real GMing are two completely different things. You've got emotions. You've got families of these players, relationships between the players, their dynamic, what's created on the ice. That is a completely different aspect of the game, and I that's something that's almost impossible to replicate in a video game. So NHL 15 is not bad, but be a GM's not bad, but it's not the real thing. And I think I'd like to GM a team if I had to choose one, and it'd be the Edmonton Oilers. All right. At Mark Pina Colada, this guy loves to drink apparently. What is your opinion on the top 50 players in the NHL 15? Actually, I made some notes on this. There were a couple players that I thought were ranked way too low, and I actually went through the entire 50. I was going to post a video on it, but I decided against it. If you guys want to see that video still, I'll do it, but we're getting really close to NHL 15 anyway. Thought it might be a little redundant at this point, considering everybody and their dog has done this already. Two players that I thought were ranked way too low. Number one, Patrick Kane. Patrick Kane is still rated 89. How is that possible? The guy is a beast. He's got this, I think, the best hands in the NHL. The only other person that might come close, Matt Duchene. Patrick Kane has the best hands in the NHL. Even better than Datsuk. And I know, that's saying a lot. Datsuk makes up for the difference in Patrick Kane's stick handling than he does he makes up for it with defensive play. He's a much better defensive player. But Patrick Kane is not rated high enough. They've got him as an 89. I'd like to see him as a 91. And players, and the other player that's rated too low is Zdeno Chara. He's dropped down a little bit now. I think Zdeno Chara is the best defensive defenseman in the game. Shut down defensive defenseman. It was interesting, actually, and if I do post this video, I'll mention it as well, that they changed him to a two-way defenseman. Zdeno Chara. That was another one that kind of piqued my interest. The other player that I think is ranked way too high is Luongo. They got him at an 89. I feel like they've done the goalies way too lenient. Let's see. Crawford's an 89. Smith's an 89. Varlamov's an 89. Luongo's an 89. Bobrovsky's a 90. You got Rask at a 92. You know, Rask won the Vezina. Yeah, I totally get that. So did Bobrovsky, but they didn't change his overall all the way up to 92 right after he won it. No, Bobrovsky was an 85, I think, maybe 86 after he won the Vezina, and now they bump him to a 90. So I think that a lot of the goalies are rated a little bit high. Even Pecorine got a boost. He went up to a 91 from an 89 last year, and he played no games. How is that deserving? The only thing that can explain this is if the player ratings have actually changed completely, and it's weighted a little bit differently. You know what I mean? Or are they just giving everybody a boost? So I don't know. I mean, Crosby's obviously at a 96 now from a 95, so it's a little bit different. You're seeing some changes. But definitely, I think they need to assess the Patrick Kane and Zdeno Chara. If you look at the top 10, hold on, where's my other? I got another window going here. Maybe it's this one here. Yes, it's no, that's not it. Maybe it's this one here. Nope, this one here. There it is. If I were to do my top 10, number 1 would be Sidney Crosby. Number 2 would be Steven Stamkos. That's no change. Alex Ovechkin would be number 3. Shea Weber would be number 4. Pavel Datsyuk would be number 5. Henrik Lundqvist would be number 6. Zdeno Chara would be number 7. Jonathan Toews would be number 8. Jonathan Quick would be number 9. And Carey Price would be number 10. That would be my top 10 players in the NHL. And that sees Zdeno Chara climb 13 spots and Jonathan Toews drop 5. All right, I think he's a good player. But would I say that Jonathan Toews is a better player all around than Zdeno Chara? Maybe. They're pretty close, but no, not quite. Henrik Lundqvist, better than Jonathan Toews. I'd rather have him. Pavel Datsyuk, I'd rather have Pavel Datsyuk over Jonathan Toews. I'd rather have Shea Weber, Alex Ovechkin, Steven Stamkos, and Sidney Crosby over Jonathan Toews. That's the way I look at it. Anyway, I got to move on. What 5 teams do you think will be in the Connor McDavid Jack Eichel sweepstakes? Pardon me, needed a drink of water. I think that you're going to see probably the Buffalo Sabres again. I think they've got a plan for this. I believe that they're going to try and tank the season, whether you think it or not. I believe that. I think you're going to see the Calgary Flames again. You may see the Florida Panthers, maybe even the Edmonton Oilers again. It's hard to say at this point. Anything can happen. I mean, Colorado could be in that again. They had a great season, but I don't think they're going to make the playoffs this year. That's my bold prediction of the year. I don't think the Colorado Avalanche are going to make the playoffs this year. So we'll see what happens. Next question. Just moving along here quickly. Actually, it'll be the last question. At Pro Thunder, who do you think, or who do you like better, Draisaitl or Bennett? Well, that's kind of a biased question, no? I think so. Draisaitl. I got to go with Leon Draisaitl. I mean, Bennett is a great player, but I think that Draisaitl and Bennett have very comparable abilities. They're very high-end talent players. The only difference is Draisaitl has an absolutely massive frame to go with those skills. Bennett plays like he has a massive frame. A Doug Gilmour type player. Or, that's on the high end, right? That's a fantastic pick if you pick up Bennett, right? And he ends up being a Doug Gilmour type player. On the low end, he could be not even the low end, the medium end. Maybe a Ryan Callahan. Maybe. And then I look at Draisaitl. And I think about him, I think about like Joe Thornton. Like, how crazy is that? He's got that ability. He is so strong on the puck. He's got great playmaking ability. He doesn't body check like a beast. But I picture Joe Thornton when I look at Leon Draisaitl. And look at Joe Thornton. He's unbelievable playmaker. And he's so hard to knock off the puck. He wins faceoffs like a boss. I would go Draisaitl over Bennett because of the size, especially in the Western Conference. They're both in the Western Conference. And Draisaitl will be able to last longer than Bennett, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. So I like Draisaitl better. Plus, he's an Oiler. You got to give him that, right? Oilers are so much better than the Flames. The Flames suck. Boom. Anyway, guys, I'm going to leave it there. Take notes on some of the things I said. Leave a comment down below what you think about some of that stuff. If you want to see that video on my top 50, I will go over it in depth and my assessment and all that fun stuff. So until next time, I'm Target Audience, and I'll catch you guys out on the ice. Just a quick shout out here for hutpuckstore.com. Head on over there for all your NHL 14 puck needs for PS3 or Xbox 360. If you're looking to buy some pucks to improve your Hut team and have some fun on NHL 14, it's the place to go. Best prices online. Link is down in the description below.